Hello there, I'm back with a reading on Vladimir. I read a lot of European news as well as American news. Frankly, I haven't got a clue what's happening in Australia. I really don't, it's shocking. I've lost track of Australian news. People say to me, did you hear about this one and that one? And I've got no idea because I'm so obsessed with this stuff. So I do consume a lot of European news, and I read a lot of financial news too, international financial journals and stuff too. And what I've been seeing is really worrying things, worrying if you're Russian, worrying if you're Vladimir, about the Russian economy. The Russian economy is not huge. It's smaller than Sweden's, apparently. So Putin has got this huge persona. He is old school in the sense that he hated the breakup of the Soviet Union. That's why he keeps on invading countries, trying to get it back again. He can't accept that Russia isn't a superpower. Now, he doesn't have to accept that because he has been so successful at keeping Russia in the front of everyone's minds, of people all over the world in different countries really worrying about Russia and the power of Russia and their growing influence in the Middle East. But it's based on this really small economy. So it went from the Soviet economy, where people didn't earn much money, but you had a job for life and you had housing, to a quasi-capitalist economy, meaning me and my friends are going to get filthy rich and we'll just make you hate everyone else so you'll still be on side. You don't have an opposition party, it's a one-party state, even though technically they have elections, but they really only go through the motions. Everyone knows this. So that's sort of the backdrop, but the economy is not doing well, and all this warmongering and all this posturing and all this propping up various hideous regimes, their involvement with North Korea, their involvement with Syria, all of that costs money. So although they can sell natural resources to Europe, they've got, you know, the famous deal with Germany for natural gas and others, but it's not enough. So this is a reading on Putin, and I'll do one on the Russian economy. So what's the story with Putin? I'll do a Celtic cross to get a good feel for him. And what are the key things in his mind? Okay, Putin. Let's look at the first three, shall we, to get going. So bang in the centre, Ace of Swords, that's him. That's him. Na, bat wings. But it's swords. So very aggressive. In this case, the ace. Aggression is his buzz. Aggression is what keeps him going. He will not ease up on his aggressive positions on any country. This would be a real worry if you live in the Baltic regions or any of the countries bordering members of the ex-Soviet Union. I feel very much for you. You have the Knight of Wands. This is the Stranger of Fire in this deck. The Stranger of Fire. So you have this very aggressive ace and the Stranger of Fire. No one really knows Putin very well. I'd say even other Russians. Of course, they know broadly how he thinks and how he works. But the really deep things that are going on, not so much. 10 of Gardens or 10 of Discs, big money, mega money. This is the Pentacles card. He has accumulated vast personal wealth. We know this. And of course, he's massively pissed off that he can't access a lot of it. Trump was supposed to lift the sanctions. That was his job. That's what he was put in to do. And Putin has found himself stuck with this guy who couldn't find his ass with a sat-nav. He's not happy. Underneath this, yes, disappointed, very disappointed. Exactly what I was just saying. He is actually, I would suggest, very worried about Trump. 10 of Cups. Well, this is in the recent past. This is when he was acquiring the money. Tides of Cups. So this was the good times. This is when he accumulated this money. Right? What's on top of him and on top of his wedding? Queen of Cups. Didn't expect that. So this, is this the Russia of his youth? I'm getting it intuitively. I don't, normally a queen is read as an older woman. This is Cups, the Lady Di card, all of that, but I'm getting a strong intuitive feel. This is, because we refer to Mother Russia, we refer to Russia as female, I think this was a younger Russia. Remember, right at the beginning in my introduction, I was saying he's very bonded to the idea of power that he grew up with. And he learnt his trade in the KGB in its heyday, and then he saw the Soviet Union dismantled. So I think he's very motivated by that idea of bringing Mother Russia, Queen of Cups, back into existence. That is his pure zeal. Right, a little bit further in the future. Queen of Pentacles. Now this could be an older woman. It's next to the other Pentacles and Disc card. So what it's saying to me in this combination here is, I think a lot of his money has been put in trust in a woman's name. Either Vladimir using a woman's name, like his mother's name, or it could be the wife, but isn't she an ex-wife? I don't get the feeling he's a womanizer. We could project about that issue, but we won't go there, viewers. Suffice to say, these are both money cards, money and women. I didn't get the vibe with the Queen of Cups. I think that's the country. This is a woman who is minding his money. How does he see himself? The Three of Wands, sailing on top of the world, not on top of the world feeling great, overlooking the whole world in the balloon, looking at his dynasty. That's how he sees himself. Don't forget, this guy's signifier was the Ace of Swords. That's the acquisition of things aggressively. This is how he sees himself. What are the obstacles for him? Okay. Yeah, nostalgia. It's actually holding him back. Remember I was saying he liked the idea of when Russia was beautiful and powerful in his eyes. The card of nostalgia. He can't move forward. He can't leave it alone. He is not a leader who is going, a bit like Xi Jinping, who is ushering China into a new modern world. Also, you don't want to know what they're doing too if you're a dissident and you're in jail for anything. But in the big picture, China is modernizing really quickly. Russia is as well. I'm sure Moscow's a really dynamic city and so forth, but the rest of Russia is just stultifying. And because the oligarchs have stripped the money, they've only got raw materials to sell, a bit like Australia. Oh, Chucky. This is the other cat. Oh, he's a vast beast. Chucky, go. Okay. Sorry about the interruption. He's just a camera glutton. Okay. Lost my train of thought. So, nostalgia, back then, I was saying about the rest of what Russia is suffering because the money isn't going to the Russian people, it's being stolen from the Russian people. They've stolen it, a lot of the oligarchs have got away with it and have lavish lifestyles, but a lot of it's frozen. So, the atmosphere for Vladimir. Four of Wands. In his immediate circle that he controls, he is celebrated. That's the nature of a dictator. That's the nature of an authoritarian ruler. You will tell me every waking moment of the day that I am a success. That's your job. I rule you and you worship me. So that's his immediate atmosphere. What's coming up? The King of Swords. Mullah. Vladimir Putin's world is being turned upside down by the Mueller investigation. We all know that Americans are not going to be able to extradite the Russians. You're not going to see vast numbers of Russians in jail. But it didn't work out as planned. Trump was supposed to shut this down. He would have assured Putin in the early days of his feet on the desk, yeah, I'll just get rid of these guys. It'll be fine. It'll be sweet. This is funny. Mueller's turning up in Putin's short-term future, and I think it'll have an impact. Because depending how the American public reacts to Mueller's big report, they might never get the sanctions lifted and they might have more sanctions put on and the oligarch money will still be stuck where it is. Okay, what's further out for him? Delusion, the Seven of Pentacles. I think what happens with any authoritarian leader too, right? They surround themselves with yes people. In this context, you're wonderful, Mr. President. You're just great, Mr. President. It doesn't serve you well in the long term when everyone's too afraid to speak up. And he's entering a stage of delusion himself. Like we all know Trump is deluded. That's his perennial state. But Putin, who has always been sharp as, is now a bit deluded himself. Let's see what's coming further out. There is love there. Why is the love card there? Not feeling the love. I find that very strange. So he would have to be pleased. I don't see him remarrying. I don't see it as romantic love. It could be repairing relationships with someone significant. Assad in Syria, he's helping, but there's nothing left of Syria. Between them, they've destroyed that beautiful country, the cradle of civilization, along with Iran, that people seem intent on destroying. Is it China? I'm going to put these back, viewers, and I'm just very quickly going, what is the love about? The people couldn't possibly still love him, although maybe they do. Or is it China? I have to know the mysteries of love. Could be the love of money. That wouldn't be entirely surprising, would it, viewers? Okay. What is Putin in love with? Could be money. Oh. I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, Putin. What is the love about? Universe, please tell me, explain that card. Okay, what fell out was the Page of Cups. In this deck, the Jester of Tides, reversed. So that's an offer. The pages are usually offers. Reversed, the offer is rescinded. How does that fit into the love scenario? Oh, he loves war. He loves war. He actually gets off on war. More reversals. Okay, the Stranger of Winds. Take a look at that, guys. The Stranger of Winds. The Knight of Swords. That's him. Oh, let me show you the War card. So he's emotionally, he's going under. He finished his personal reading with that delusion going on. I think mentally he's enormously stressed. He has to keep the wars going because that's how he stays on top as the strong man, but they can't afford it. Then he's got to worry about other men around him with their swords and be very worried. And then he gets the Ten of Wands reversed, and that is not good. The Ten of Wands, the end of a cycle. We could be looking at, have a look, can you see? I hope you can see. It's the chessboard. So these cards together, okay, war, watching out for people who want to stab him in the back, the chess pieces of what's happening with Russia. I think he's going to experience a challenge from within because of his own militaristic aggression. It could be an assassination. I'm not saying exactly that. I'm just saying it's in the range of possibilities. But the chessboard is moving on. So there's definitely, I can promise you, plays afoot by other people close to Putin. And that must worry him and freak him out. Oh, interesting. Interesting. All right then, everybody. Gotta go. Bye.